High above Sri Lanka's jungle, a colossal rock fortress stands cloaked in mystery and legend. This is Sigiriya, also known as the Lion's Rock, an ancient marvel etched with murals encircled by lush gardens and rich in tales of warfare and royalty. At about 200 meters, it fuels infinite intrigue. Was it a royal palace, a military bastion, or something even more perplexing? So join us for today's video as we unveil the secrets of this behemoth ancient fortress in the sky. An ancient fortress. For centuries, one could witness the lion's paws on either side marking the iconic entrance. Once, a towering lion statue stood here, though time eventually brought it down. Sigiriya, or the Sky City, was built in the 5th century AD. This colossal stone stronghold stuns visitors with its brilliant architecture and advanced engineering, defying what many believed possible for its time. The scale and mystery of Sigiriya have inspired countless theories. Some even hint at otherworldly influence. The fortress was commissioned by King Kashyapa, a ruler who, after a violent conflict for the throne, chose this elevated outcrop as his sanctuary. Enclosed in myth, the site is decorated with intricate frescoes that reveal rare scenes from a world long gone. Sigiriya's mirror wall, once polished to reflect like glass, still carries messages from visitors, poetic lines, and thoughts left behind over hundreds of years. Legend tells that Kashyapa's sky palace was born from desperation. His rise to power came at a high price, imprisoning his father inside a wall. Haunted by fear of retaliation from his exiled brother, Kashyapa envisioned a fortress no one could reach, carved atop this natural stone pillar. But in 495 AD, Kashyapa fell in a very bloody, brutal battle. His fortress was abandoned and slowly overtaken by the jungle. Its name, the Lion Rock, comes from the entrance, where massive stone paws still rest. They are all that's left of a giant lion statue that once guarded the path to the summit. That entryway wasn't just decoration, it stood as a symbol of authority and defense. It hinted at the power that once ruled these heights. Under Kashyapa's reign, Sigiriya was meant to serve both as a royal home and a secure fortress. After taking the throne through a bloody coup, Kashyapa needed a place where no threat could reach him. This isolated peak offered exactly that. The fortress itself was expertly planned. From hidden passages to defense walls, everything was tailored to keep the king safe. But this wasn't just about security. Sigiriya doubled as a royal complex. Terraced gardens, carved reservoirs, and water systems were all part of the plan. One of its most famous features remains the mirror wall. Polished so smoothly that one could see their reflection, it wasn't just for vanity. Visitors over the centuries scribbled verses and impressions onto it, offering a rare look into the minds of people from long ago. The inscriptions range from love poems to notes on the art and surroundings, living echoes from the past. The frescoes are another highlight. Painted onto the rock face, they show divine-like female figures dressed in bright robes and ornate jewelry. Some believe these were celestial beings, others suggest they were royal consorts or women of high status in the king's court. Regardless, the paintings remain remarkably vibrant, a testament to the talent and techniques of the artists who created them. Below the rock, Sigiriya's grounds include ancient water gardens, some of the oldest still intact in Asia. These weren't simple ponds. Carefully planned pools, fountains, and canals used rainwater and underground sources to keep water flowing even during dry months. Their symmetry and function reflect an advanced understanding of both aesthetics and engineering. Near the main site is the Cobra Hood Cave, named after its snake-like shape. It's believed to have offered shelter to Buddhist monks after Kashyapa's fall. Over time, myths attached themselves to the cave, including tales involving the Hindu figure Ravana. These stories, woven with history and faith, add yet another layer to Sigiriya's identity. Following Kashyapa's death, the fortress faded from royal memory and was slowly transformed by monks into a spiritual retreat. Yet the genius behind its design, its defensive systems, its artwork, its innovation never lost its grip on those who came after. Archaeologists continue to uncover tools, artifacts, and traces of the lives once lived atop this rock. Now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Sigiriya draws visitors from around the world, those curious to explore its ruins, decode its legends, and marvel at what ancient minds could achieve. From fortress to monastery, it's just spectacular. Advanced water gardens. The water gardens of Sigiriya are celebrated for their brilliance and innovation. Built over 1,500 years ago, before any high-tech machines, these gardens reflect the elevated craftsmanship, fluid mechanics, and design sensibility of ancient Sri Lanka, divided into three zones: the water gardens, boulder gardens, and terrace gardens. Sigiriya's layout highlights not only the creativity and skill of its architects, but also their intricate grasp of ecology and aquatic control. Sigiriya's hydraulic ingenuity is most evident in its elaborate water system, composed of ponds, fountains, channels, and subterranean passages. This intelligent network enabled controlled water flow, transforming a dry landscape into a thriving retreat. Using gravity and fine-tuned pressure, the fountains and streams performed with precision, producing effects that remain extraordinary by today's standards. Builders fused natural rock with constructed basins and underground ducts, drawing water from nearby reservoirs and storing it in granite tanks that captured monsoon rains. Without access to the machines that we have today, they devised ways to transport water over long stretches, sometimes even appearing to defy elevation. The flowing paths of water still fascinate observers, their routes almost surreal in movement and direction. Below the surface, concealed aqueducts form the core of the garden's irrigation. These underground tunnels span the area, hidden beneath walkways and pools. They guided water in secret, maintaining perfect levels in every part of the gardens. This accuracy allowed uninterrupted function of the fountains and seamless circulation from one garden segment to another. Particularly remarkable are the pressure-driven fountains, verified by archaeologists to still work during rainy months, proof of their enduring design. Water traveled from higher tanks to lower basins, delicately calibrated to release upward jets. The appearance of fountains powered without machinery deepened the sense of mystique throughout the gardens. Recent discoveries uncovered massive granite tanks used for year-round water storage, supporting Sigiriya's full hydraulic operation. Yet the process of hauling these heavy stones up the 200-meter-high rock remains one of Sigiriya's biggest enigmas. With limited tools, transporting such material uphill seems almost impossible. It's uncertain whether laborers built temporary ramps, used pulleys, or applied unknown strategies. Regardless, these tanks weren't merely decorative, they sustained both the gardens below and the royal quarters above. Positioned with intention, the tanks ensured steady flow through the system, reinforcing the harmony between form and utility that defined the site's overall blueprint. More than practical, Sigiriya's water gardens were crafted with visual symbolism. Their structure held deeper meaning. The symmetry of the pools and fountains evoked cosmic order, balance, and intentional artistry. The central reservoirs, likely designated for royals and high-ranking guests, offered tranquility amid the rugged terrain. These features elevated Sigiriya's image, not just as a fortress, but as a place of cultured luxury. In ancient Sri Lankan culture, water symbolized divinity, control, and affluence. The presence of such refined systems projected Kashyapa's strength, not only militarily, but spiritually and intellectually. The gardens served as a physical embodiment of power and refinement. Beyond their visual elegance, Sigiriya's water features addressed practical concerns. Rainfall was strategically gathered, reserved, and distributed, ensuring continuous access during arid months. Builders used slopes and natural formations to direct water through carved conduits and reservoirs, keeping the gardens lush despite seasonal dryness. Modern engineers still study these innovations, recognizing them as early examples of hydraulic engineering. Sigiriya's blend of purpose and beauty proves that its creators didn't just master utility, they elevated it to art. In my opinion, it's a great example of ancient mastery. Conservation and archaeological research. Today, ongoing archaeological studies keep revealing more about the brilliant techniques applied in the development and upkeep of Sigiriya's water gardens. Recent digs have unearthed once hidden channels and water reservoirs, casting fresh light on the depth of the ancient hydraulic network. Experts have also uncovered traces of old instruments and implements, implying that Sigiriya's creation involved thousands of trained workers operating under a structured and highly effective system. Current preservation initiatives strive to protect the water gardens, as they are not only historically vital but also at risk from natural aging and erosion. Specialists monitor water flow with precision and maintain the physical strength of the channels and tanks, ensuring the gardens stand as a continuing tribute to the water mastery of the past. Decoding Sigiriya's secrets, the massive rock stronghold in Sri Lanka ranks among the planet's most compelling archaeological puzzles. Towering close to 200 meters above the lowlands, it holds an extensive setup of gardens, moats, artwork, and refined structural details that point to an advanced level of design and aesthetic depth. Believed to have been established by King Kashyapa during the 5th century CE as both a sanctuary and a fortress, Sigiriya's construction still raises profound questions about how such a towering complex came to life despite the limited tools of its age. These questions continue to fascinate researchers and ignite wonder. The construction and material transport challenges. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding Sigiriya is the challenge of its construction. This huge complex is made up of enormous granite slabs, some weighing multiple tons, that were somehow transported up the steep face of the rock. Considering the lack of conventional methods for moving such massive objects at the time, several theories have surfaced regarding ancient engineering techniques. Some legends propose that hidden staircases carved within the rock were used to haul materials upward, while other, more disputed theories mention a water-powered lifting device. According to those accounts, this lift might have used water pressure to raise heavy stones and supplies to the top, where they were assembled into the fortress. The theory gained attention when tales emerged that British colonial explorers may have taken apart a basic lift mechanism during their surveys of Sigiriya. Although this claim lacks proof, it has kept the discussion alive about whether ancient builders had access to technology more advanced than previously believed. Experts have suggested that a water-driven lifting system was within the realm of possibility, especially since Sigiriya's broader infrastructure includes advanced reservoirs, barriers, and canals. The presence of these engineered hydraulic systems supports the idea that water played a key role in the site's design and possibly its construction. Legends of hidden passageways and treasure chambers. The secrets of Sigiriya go beyond the question of how it was built. Stories of hidden corridors and sealed treasure rooms contribute to its lasting fascination. According to local tradition, these passages were designed exclusively for the royal family, allowing them to navigate the fortress unseen. Other stories mention treasure vaults carved into the rock itself, sealed and inaccessible to outsiders. Although physical proof for these hidden rooms is limited, excavations have revealed a complex internal layout in the fortress, making the idea of secret spaces entirely feasible. Some tales also speak of underground storage areas believed to have contained royal valuables or sacred relics. This theory finds some support in the discovery of smaller hidden spaces scattered throughout the fortress, which might have served as private quarters or secure storerooms. However, no major treasure room has been discovered so far, leaving the idea open to speculation. Either it's still hidden or it never existed at all. Celestial alignments and astrological precision. The layout and orientation of Sigiriya suggest a detailed understanding of astronomy and possibly deliberate celestial alignment. The entire complex appears to be organized with striking geometric precision, and certain structures are believed to align with key astronomical events like solstices and equinoxes. This has led some scholars to believe that Sigiriya may have served a dual purpose, not only as a royal palace but also as a site aligned with astrological and ceremonial significance. Supporting this theory is Sigiriya's location near another puzzling feature known as Sakwala Chakraya, often referred to by locals as the Stargate. This circular design carved into a rock surface nearby is covered in geometric markings and has long baffled historians. Some think it may have served as a celestial map or early navigational tool, while others believe it functioned as a spiritual symbol or ceremonial marker. Though the connection between Sigiriya and Sequala Chakraya remains unproven, it has added to the idea that the builders of Sigiriya may have possessed an unusually advanced awareness of the cosmos. Theories of extraterrestrial influence. Among the more unconventional ideas linked to Sigiriya are those that suggest help from non-human sources. Some historians and independent researchers claim that the precision and complexity of the fortress's layout, especially its hydraulic systems, could point to knowledge beyond the capability of the time. These theories are often tied to Sigiriya's astrological alignments and the enigma of Sequala Chakraya, which some believe might have served as a guide or point of contact for visitors not of this earth. Advocates for this theory often compare Sigiriya to other ancient wonders like the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge, which also show signs of engineering skill that remains hard to explain. While no direct evidence supports the theory of extraterrestrial influence, the idea continues to spark interest, adding another layer to Sigiriya's enduring mystery. So, what do you think about this? Well, drop your comments below. Sigiriya as a symbol of power and divinity. Beyond its structural brilliance, Sigiriya holds deeper symbolic weight as a bold representation of King Kashyapa's authority and ambition. By erecting a royal palace atop such a towering rock, Kashyapa was likely asserting his divine right to rule and showcasing his ability to marshal the resources and manpower needed for such a monumental endeavor. The frescoes of Sigiriya, depicting otherworldly women often referred to as the Sigiriya maidens, add to the belief that this was more than a stronghold. It was intended to be a realm of elegance and spiritual beauty. It embodied the king's vision of a paradise brought to life through architecture. Historians see the artistic detail in Sigiriya's frescoes, gardens, and waterworks as a rare integration of aesthetics and utility. The fortress's design, its murals, carvings, and layout blend influences from across Asia, suggesting that Sigiriya also served as a cultural intersection. Despite decades of excavation and study, Sigiriya continues to withhold many of its secrets. New tools such as ground-penetrating radar offer the potential to locate parts of the site previously hidden from traditional archaeological methods. These technologies might one day uncover proof of the fabled treasure chambers or elusive hidden passageways. At the same time, researchers are still investigating Sigiriya's alignment with astronomical phenomena in hopes of unlocking new insights into the spiritual or ritual purpose behind its design. While speculative ideas like the hydraulic lift theory or extraterrestrial connections remain unconfirmed, they feed the public's fascination with the site. Sigiriya's unique blend of art, engineering, and mythology marks it not only as an architectural triumph, but as a lasting tribute to ancient imagination and ingenuity. As exploration continues, Sigiriya's allure lives on, reminding us that history's most powerful stories aren't always the ones we solve, but the ones that keep us searching. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like and subscribe for more awesome content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in the next one.